Now that I have the 3GS phone model, I can go ahead and use dimensions from that phone to start modeling the case, in this case the top of the case. A series of extrusions, chamfers, and I've added a new command here called split, which we'll look at in just a moment. Starting with the first extrusion, we see that the sketch is a rectangle 65.1 by 16.3 millimeters. I added a fillet and an extrusion. Now you can see the material has a specific color. Let's look at the eye properties, and we'll see that the physical properties, the material is set to rubber. That's pretty handy being in here because I can click on update and I can get all sorts of properties, particularly mass, area, and volume. Now let's look at the process for creating the split. I first created a work plane. Having created the work plane, I can go ahead then and use the split tool. Before I do that, however, I know that I'm going to create the case bottom. So I want to use the save copy as, and that will create exactly the same file, which I can then use for the case bottom. With split, there are three options. I'm using trim solid. Select my work plane, and you'll notice the arrow is pointing at the material that will be removed. So I need to flip that over. And that splits or breaks off the material. In a typical workflow then, I would turn off the visibility of the work plane and continue with my workflow. However, I already have one created, so I'm going to undo those steps. Moving the end of part down, I can see the original split feature that I created. Now we have an extrusion, and that extrusion is based on the dimensions from the phone. You could actually model it directly from the phone, but in this case I've used dimensions, created a sketch, and then cut that out with an extrusion. Looking at the other extrusions that I created, this is the part that will be used to mate together with the case bottom. Extrusion 7 is actually the design on the back of the case top. And you can make this design anything you wish in your design. Those are extrusions. I've added a chamfer, and that chamfer is in that little hole. Now when you look at the phone, you'll have to determine which of the features on the phone need an opening in your case. You can check the technical features of the phone for that. And looking at the last two features, the extrusion and the chamfer, those again are an opening in case top. And there we see that extrusion and chamfer. Now we'll look at the modeling of the case bottom.